I want to tell you about my Saturday morning. It was raining, pouring actually. I've had two books sitting on my hard drive that had been there for several years. Channeled work about water charging. It was a consciousness tool that I had used and that I still use to charge the water that I drink. It is about the living energy of water. It was something that I believed in completely, but that I had never properly put into the world. Well, Saturday morning, I cleaned them up using Claude AI, and I packaged them beautifully. I created a store, and I published them both on Etsy as immediate downloads. Then I went to Amazon. I found the blue glass bottles that I already use and love for solar water charging, and I became an affiliate in less than 15 minutes. And now, every time I recommend those bottles, something I was already doing for free, I get paid. By the time the rain had stopped, I had a passive income ecosystem running from work that had been collecting dust on my hard drive for 4 years. And that's what this video is about. It's not a theory. It's not a framework applied to a hypothetical. It's something that actually happened on a rainy Saturday morning, and it's exactly how you can do the same thing with work that you have already created. The first thing I want you to understand, and this is the foundation of everything that I teach inside From Purpose to Profit, is this. You do not need to create something new. You already have everything that you need to make money. But you do need to package what already exists. Those two books had already been written. The wisdom was complete, the channeling was real. But wisdom sitting in a folder on a hard drive serves no one, not the person who needs it, and not you. Packaging is the act of saying, this has value, this deserves a container, and this deserves to circulate in the world without me having to be present every time it does. This is what passive income actually means. Not that you do nothing, but that you work once and earn repeatedly. You create the container once and it keeps giving. So before we go any further, I want you to ask yourself this one question. What do I already have that is sitting somewhere waiting? Is it a book? Is it a guide? Maybe it's artwork, a framework, a process that you walk your clients through in every session that you've never written down and priced. Maybe it's a method that lives in your head that people would absolutely pay to access. That is your first product. It already exists. You just haven't packaged it yet. When I told people I published on Etsy, I got a kind of a strange look. Etsy is for handmade jewelry and custom mugs, right? Well, not anymore. Etsy has become one of the most powerful platforms for digital product sales. And for conscious creators specifically, it has something almost no other platform offers: built-in discovery. People go to Etsy searching. They're already in a state of receiving. They are looking for something. They are buying mindset. You're not interrupting them. You are answering them. Digital products on Etsy, ebooks, PDFs, guides, workbooks, journals, they sell automatically. Once your listing is live, Etsy handles the transaction and the delivery every single time someone buys. There's no fulfillment, there's no inventory, there's no shipping, and most of all, there's no you required. I published 2 books in one morning, both live, both available to anyone searching for what I created right now, while I sleep, while I tape other videos, while I do anything else entirely. That is the container. That is the ecosystem beginning to take shape. Here is the piece that most purpose-driven creators miss entirely. And when I tell you how simple this is, I want you to actually feel what you've been leaving on the table. I use blue glass bottles for solar water charging. I love them. I think they're beautiful. I talk about them. I recommend them. I drink them in front of my classes, in front of sessions and conversations. I use them in my content. I was doing all of that for free. On Saturday morning, I went to Amazon. I searched for the bottles that I had previously bought there. I clicked to become an Amazon associate and was approved in less than 15 minutes. Now, every time I share that link and someone purchases those bottles, or honestly, anything else they put in their cart, I earn a commission. This is not selling out. let me be very clear about that because I know this audience and I know how that can feel. This is alignment. You are already being generous with your recommendations. You're already influencing what people buy. Becoming an affiliate simply means that that generosity is now also compensated. The integrity of the recommendation is everything. I would never affiliate for something I don't actually use and genuinely don't believe in. But integrity and income are not opposites. You can love something and get paid for sharing it. Those two things are not only allowed to coexist, they are meant to. Look at what you already recommend. Books, tools, products, oils, supplements, equipment. There is almost certainly an affiliate program attached to most of it. You are one 15-minute application away from getting paid for influence you already have. The final piece I want to talk to you about today is Pinterest. And I want to be clear that this is not optional if you're building a passive income ecosystem around digital products. Pinterest is not social media. It's better. It's a search engine. One with over 500 million monthly users who are actively searching for ideas, inspiration, and products. The difference between Pinterest and other platforms you are probably on is this. Pins have a lifespan measured in months, sometimes years. Content that you create today can drive traffic to your Etsy shop 6 months from now. It compounds in a way that an Instagram post or a Facebook update simply can't. I created pins pointing to my Etsy listings. They were simple. They were beautiful images with clear descriptions. Again, use your AI. Now those pins are out in the world, working independently, sending discovery traffic to products that sell automatically. You create the content once, it works while you do everything else, and that is the ecosystem. Etsy is the store, Amazon affiliates as the recommendation layer, Pinterest as the discovery engine, 3 pieces, one Saturday morning. Now, I want to go deeper because this is a From Purpose to Profit video, and in this space we always talk about what is actually happening underneath the strategy. Those books were sitting on my hard drive for almost 4 years, not because I didn't believe in them. I did. I believed in them completely. Not because I didn't have the tools. Etsy's been available to me this whole time. And not because I wasn't ready in some technical sense. They sat there because I hadn't yet become the version of me who packages her purpose without apology. That is the real work, and I want to name it clearly so that you can see it in yourself. There is a version of you that knows this work is valuable and still hasn't packaged it, still hasn't priced it, still hasn't put it somewhere that people can find it and buy it. That version of you is not lazy. She's not unready. She's simply still in the identity of someone who gives her gifts freely, who hasn't fully claimed that her wisdom is also her wealth. The Saturday morning shift wasn't about Etsy. It was about becoming the person who says, this is valuable, this deserves to circulate, and I deserve to be compensated for what I have created. That identity shift is everything. The tools follow the being, they always do. Now, once your products are live, once your affiliate links are active, once Pinterest is sending discovery traffic to your Etsy shop, the next question becomes, how do I get this in front of more people? And this is where most conscious creators hit a wall, because the answer is usually advertising. And advertising usually feels awful. It feels pushy, feels like selling, feels like everything you got into this work to move away from. That's why I created the Vision Method. The Vision Method is my click testing framework built specifically for conscious entrepreneurs. It's a way of finding out what your audience responds to, what language lands, what imagery connects, without guessing, without spending a fortune, and without ever feeling like you're selling your soul to run an ad. Traditional advertising asks you to manipulate. The Vision Method asks you to clarify. There is a profound difference. When you know what your people are actually responding to at the level of a single click, a single image, a single line of copy, you stop broadcasting and you start connecting. And connection converts, not because you've mastered some psychological trick, but because you finally found the language that matches what your audience already feels. That is selling without selling. That is marketing that feels like service. The Vision Method lives inside Beyond Extraordinary Community on School as a full paid course. It's the advertising layer of this ecosystem. It's the piece that takes everything that you've built and gets it moving at scale. But before we get to scale, let's get you started. This week inside the Energetic Ad Lab on School, I'm running a free live training on how to use AI on your desktop to help you set up and sell on Etsy, how to optimize YouTube, how to optimize your Facebook and your Instagram. It is specifically designed for purpose-driven creators who want to package what they already have and get it live, fast and beautiful without the overwhelm. This is a training I wish I would have had on a Saturday morning just a few years ago. If you have work sitting in a folder somewhere, a book, a guide, a framework, anything, and you want to know exactly how to turn it into a product using your AI as your creative partner, this training is for you. It's free, it's live, it's this week. The link to join the Beyond Extraordinary community and access that training inside the Energetic Ad Lab is below. Come in through Package Your Purpose. That's a free starting point. Download the PDF. If you don't know what purpose to package, this is going to be where you start. Here I am, 2 books, 1 Saturday morning, and a lovely passive income ecosystem now running in the background while I do everything else. That's what happens when you stop waiting for the right time and start packaging what you already have. Your work is calling. It's your currency, and it's time to let it be both. I'll see you inside.